This guy just won't go away, will he? How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about former NFL quarterback and now the top social justice warrior in the country, Colin Kaepernick, and his new Netflix special with director Ava DuVernay. More about her specifically a little bit later. But in this special, he's talking about his life, I suppose, growing up biracial, white parents, and the NFL, and a bunch of different things, right? Now, I've not watched this. I've seen some of the clips, and from the clips, I know it's going to be a struggle to watch the entire thing. I try to watch some things for you guys, but some things I can't really do, okay? Hypnotized or something like that, maybe I might sit and watch it, but just regular, normal Anthony sitting down, I'm going to have a really hard time. But I have seen some clips, and what I want to address today is one particular clip about the NFL Combine and how Kaepernick compared that to slavery. Now, what I'm going to do right now is play a clip from that particular segment. I won't be able to play it like in its entirety with the full video because of copyright, but you'll hear most of the audio and you'll kind of understand what's going on from some of the pictures I show. But after we get done with that, I'll come back. I'll talk about what was said there. Then I'll give you my 2 cents and my deep detail analysis. And then I'll wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
What they don't want you to understand is what's being established is a power dynamic. Before they put you on the field, teams poke, prod, and examine you, searching for any defect that might affect your performance. No boundary respected, no dignity left intact.
All right, so you saw that, you heard that. Now, there's so much to say, but first, I want to talk about the production quality of Ava DuVernay films. I was reading some of the comments on Twitter, and they were saying that it gives you like early morning or after school special vibes. Like, don't do drugs, kids, dare. It's like some little kid going through some kind of cheesy environment. That's the level of Ava DuVernay's direction. I'm not really sure why she's this A-list director. If you ever seen Selma, that was Ava DuVernay joint, and it was terrible from top to bottom from a cinematography point of view. They try to make it be like this Oscar-worthy film, but really it was Sunday afternoon. If you are doing nothing else, you'll watch that. That's a level of production quality, and you see that all throughout the clips that I've been able to see so far. But anyway, I digress. The whole thing about the NFL Combine being akin to slavery is ridiculous because, first of all, what kind of slave voluntarily signs up to be a slave? You understand? And it's not a matter of like forced labor where if you don't do this, you can't do anything else. Like how it kind of is in China and the factories, but that's a different story. Nike is your sponsor, Colin Kaepernick, and what do they do in the factories? But anyway, it's not quite like that. If you go out for the NFL, you've probably been trying to be in the NFL since you were a little boy. It's been a dream of yours to become a pro football player. You fantasize about it, you practice, and it's money invested. It's a lot of time and effort put into becoming an NFL football player because you know if you're able to make it to the leagues, there could be a very big payday, millions of dollars. Even the low-level guys are getting paid into the mid to high 6 figures for just kind of being out there. Right now, I understand there's a very short window of time you have as an NFL football player. What's it, like 3 years? I get that part. But at the same time, there's a very big payoff if you're able to be successful. So how are you going to compare that to slavery where you have no choice? You're going to be a slave. You're captured. You are a prisoner, and you're being forced to work for free, for nothing, for zero. It's the equivalent to being a prisoner right now today, right? It's the exact same thing. except for if you are a slave, you have a little bit more freedom. You can have a family and stuff like that sometimes. But still, you don't have any choice in the matter. You have a master, you have orders, and there's nothing else you can do. Now, if you're a football player, you could play or not play. If you play for a year and you just say, you know what, I'm done, you can retire. Now, you won't get no money, but you can retire and it's fine. And sometimes you have guys that get paid while they're not playing because they're injured. They got certain clauses in their contract or whatever the case may be. Okay? And I hate when they show the combine as far as having their guys with their shirts off and whatnot, and they're being poked and prodded, and they compare that to an auction block. You can make that comparison just from an optics point of view, but why don't you show guys like Tom Brady, J.J. Watt, and everybody else that go through the exact same process? It goes through the same combine as everybody else. There's no racial discrimination when it comes to the NFL combine. Now, as far as what they do when it comes to race norming and things of that nature, that's a whole different story. But as far as the NFL combine, that's not a racist thing. It's just a matter of, hey, we're going to invest millions into you potentially in years and roster spots, valuable roster spots. There's only a handful of spots on each team that you can actually be on. Practice squad, stuff like that. There's only a handful of spots that you can actually fill on a team. So if we're going to make this investment into you financially, into the roster spot and things of that nature, we have to make sure that it's going to be a good investment. It's very simple. So when Colin Kaepernick says stuff like that, whenever DuVernay produces these little mini specials, you're not giving the full and entire story. That's just the reality of what's going on. And again, you got guys making millions of dollars. People right now do a whole lot for a lot less. People humiliate themselves all the time for next to no money. Look at these shows, Maury, Jerry Springer, and whatnot. People get paid like a ham sandwich to go out there and humiliate themselves forever. To be memes, they go out there and get paid $100, $40 to be a meme, to be humiliated forever. Meanwhile, you get to play NFL football for millions. People in the comments in a lot of the threads I saw on Twitter were like, hey, if that's slavery, sign me up right away. Sign me up. Let me get that. I do that. Like if they were saying, hey, ABL, you could get $10 million to play NFL football right now, I do it. Why not? What, $10 million? How was it humiliate when everybody does it? How was it? I don't understand the humiliation part. And then here's another part I want to make, another point I want to make. People keep saying that Kaepernick is being blackballed and they don't want him in the league because he keeps telling the truth, all this, that, and the third. All these pro-blacks say that, and all these non-black pro-blacks, they say the same thing, that Kaepernick is being blackballed from the league. He could play, but they don't want him to play. Judging by what he said about the NFL, how it's racist and it's like a slavery auction and they're trying to gain leverage and this really kind of negative vibe he had throughout the entire thing. Why does he want to play football? If you say all that about the league, why do you want to play? It's clear that ever since he realized he was able to get more attention, more money, more fame, and more validation from being a black man off the field than he was able to get on the field, then there was no point in going back and playing. Why play NFL football for less money, risking concussion, lifelong injury, CTE, when I could just be an SJW off the field and get paid that way? When I still have my sponsor in Nike, I'm still getting paid same amount of money or more. I'm getting movies and I'm getting documentaries. I'm getting brand new shoes, all brand new merch, speaking engagements. I got a whole empire based upon being an activist. Why do anything other than that? He can say that he's being blackballed and whatnot to maintain his chip on the shoulder, to maintain that victimhood status, which fuels all the speaking engagements, all the movies and specials and whatnot. I've been saying that about Kaepernick for years now. I recognize what he was from the gate. There was no convincing me of anything otherwise. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Have you seen the entire Kaepernick Netflix special? Have you seen some of these clips? Whatever your thoughts on these things are, let me know in the comments below. You guys pretty much know where I'm at. Kaepernick is no more than a big crybaby to get attention, and ultimately he's trying to get money. That's what it really boils down to. It ain't really a deep thing. It's just cash. Okay. If you're able to say, I'm a victim, I'm oppressed, I'm offended, I'm X, Y, and Z, then you're able to get more and more and more money. And if you don't believe me, I mean, how many guys that are former NFL players have Netflix specials? How many former NFL guys are able to go across the country doing speaking engagements? How many former NFL guys still have their athletic sponsorship? Kaepernick was a decent player when he was playing, but he had a very short spark and it ended quickly. Again, the average career in the NFL was 3.5 years. Okay. Kaepernick was not really special. He got benched toward the end of his career because of his skill. His skill had declined. People keep saying Kaepernick was blackballed, all this and that and the third. And he's good. He's better than a bunch of these white quarterbacks. No, he's not. No, he's not. Okay. If he was good, he would still be in the league. You got guys, Michael Vick went to the penitentiary for dogfighting for 2 years. He was hated. Every game they were protesting him, but he still played like 7, 8, 9 more years in the league after he came back from the penitentiary. Why? Because he was a skilled player. He was a good player. His skills did not diminish in a very short period of time the way Colin Kaepernick's did. It's simple as that. These running quarterbacks, they fall off quick. Cam Newton, Dante Culpepper, Colin Kaepernick. It happens over and over again. Michael Vick is one of the only running quarterbacks who do not diminish so fast like the other ones have. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.